I'm Dr. McNeil, founder of the Mental Health and Social Justice Clinic. I have with me my co-host.
Miso Mhlongo, clinical psychologist.
Tonight, Miso, we want to jump in to this topic about the fear of tomorrow. Many of us here within the Republic of South Africa, we have this fear of tomorrow. What is going to happen next? Will this all work out? I have this knot in my stomach about, am I going to be successful? I can't sleep at night, Miso. And so we want to talk to our audience tonight about anxiety for the future, anxiety over what's next. Can you talk to us about that, Miso? Explain what is this anxiety about what's next?
Definitely, Dr. McNeil. I think this is something of huge concern and debate and topic. Obviously, anxiety is embedded in all of us, and it's a normal response when you're not sure about something, having that sense of fear of, okay, is this going to work out? It gets a time when you are consumed with the future, or with the present, you are not able to experience it fully. So you're constantly in fear of, okay, tomorrow, will I ever be successful? Will I ever be able to recover? Sometimes it's a matter of resources. If I cannot attain those resources today, then I won't be able to accomplish what I need to accomplish. Dr. McNeil, we need to remember that every one of us, you get to a certain point where you feel that this is going to be a confirmation that I'm leveling up in my life. So then you find that a lot of us end up having the anxiety of realizing I haven't leveled up. It's normal to have life goal plans and having been nervous about that. But when you're getting overconsumed to the point that nothing ends up getting done at all, then maybe we need to acknowledge that there is a major issue.
So I want us to talk about this in stages because anxiety doesn't come to you all of a sudden one day. Stages of anxiety is you have this apprehension, you have this rapid heartbeat, and you're thinking, I'm going to submit this application. Let's talk about level one of anxiety, especially in South Africa, where we have such a high unemployment rate of our youth. We want to talk about this anxiety that you feel at level one. What are some of the first things that they will feel?
With anxiety, it has a physiological response before it becomes physiological response of the fast heart rate, challenges in breathing. Some people will shake. Some people will feel like they're about to pass out. And some people felt like I was about to have a heart attack. And then thoughts, fear of, am I dying? What is going on? I'm going to lose my breath. It's a choking sensation. I'm dying. Is someone going to be able to save me? The body goes into panic mode, loss of control. Sometimes it takes a while for people to differentiate thoughts of death, thoughts of a heart attack, but it's basically just the body putting me in a state of, okay, we are not currently coping. Something provoking us or triggering us that we just want to run. They always speak about the fight or flight. And most of the time in the panic mode, it's a matter of a flight.
Sometimes we talk about this as the paralysis of analysis. You're thinking about it, and you can do nothing. You can do nothing but think about it. So you are paralyzed by the analysis of this situation. And I see a lot of young people. Just the other day, I was in a coffee shop and this young lady walked up and down the aisle. She said, should I put in this resume? Should I apply for this job? I've applied for over 100 jobs. Should I apply? She was stuck in paralysis, So it is a natural occurrence for your body to feel anxiety. It's when it starts to level up that we start to have anxiety, having butterflies in your stomach or feeling a little nervous. So that happens when you get married. That happens when you have a baby. Those things are normal. It is how we manage that gives us these critical skills. So can we talk, Miso, about the management of anxiety?
Our audience needs to be aware. It gets to a point where the mind starts being overconsumed and overwhelmed with these thoughts. It starts sending panic mode information to your body. That's why it gets out of control. But we try and encourage, especially when people are in extreme panic, unable to breathe, feeling a choking sensation, sweating, panicking, shaking, like the heart is about to stop, concentrate on your breathing. We encourage deep breaths in and deep breaths out. We encourage people to remove themselves from a space where it's closed. If they can be in an open space outside a tree or under the sunlight, a space where you won't feel confined, we encourage breathing. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Eventually, the mind will tell itself, okay, maybe there's not something to panic about as much. Let us listen to this sense of calmness. Slowly, the messages will start being sent to other parts of the body. We can encourage our audience to make sure they are aware what type of place or situation they find themselves in when that trigger is brought up. So identifying exactly what makes you anxious or what happens when you find yourself in an extreme sense of helplessness, loss of control. Trying to prepare. If I'm going to be in episodes where there's going to be a lot of people around. A situation where I know 2 individuals within that space that can keep me safe, keep me calm, be aware if I'm starting to be in a state of panic. Identifying and making ways around them.
And having a plan. If you're a young person and you're going to sit down tomorrow and apply for jobs from 9 o'clock to 4 o'clock, break that up into pieces. I'm going to apply from 9 to 11. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to walk around. I'm going to get some fresh air. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to apply from 12:30 to 2:30. Then I'm going to walk around and I'm going to get some air. Does that make sense? You've got to have a plan to be successful. Taking those breaks are just as necessary as completing that CV and that cover letter. And so if you can plan, you have to know I'm safe in this environment. Maybe you have a check-in buddy. Maybe you have another person applying for jobs and you say, okay, we're going to check in with each other at 11 o'clock. We're just going to see how we're doing, or we're going to go for a walk together. Having that person to check in will help ground you and make you feel safe. We were able to talk about this idea of future anxiety. When we look at what's happening in the world, many of us feel anxiety or have some stress or some worry. So I hope how to prepare so that they cannot be stressed about tomorrow, but will have a plan that can help them be successful.